Hello. So the new garden project is done. It's been 3 and a bit months in the making, working weekends, after work when the weather permitted. It's glorious now, but we've had a lot of rain during this. Involved a hell of a lot of work. All new patio, new pond, waterfall, built that bridge. All of this was an old 1970s style patio that we inherited, so I had to dig all that out. Put about 12 tonne down of hardcore under all of here. Laid the new patio, got out the new pond. Last year I thought it'd be a really cool idea to have a stream in the garden. I've seen some online videos, so that's kind of my biggest inspiration, getting it all done, tied together when I did the patio. Do a little tour through it all in a minute, show you what I've done. There'll also be another video I'll put up in a couple of days' time, which is basically behind the scenes stuff, if you like, all the work that went on in the background. Little tips might be useful if anybody wants to do something similar. So yeah, without further ado, I will turn the camera around and show you what I've been doing. Okay, so let's start with the patio. Obviously this is all new, all laid by my own fair hands. Everything was brought in, lifted in from the front, wheelbarrowed. Couldn't get any sort of digging machinery around here, so it was done the old-fashioned way, old school. So the old patio originally sort of followed this line here, and this was originally the lawn. So I've eaten that so we can have eventually we'll get a new table and chairs. This will be our sort of barbecue eating area, if you like, and then there's a straight drop down to the pond edge there. So one thing I always wanted to do was have a couple of lavenders built in. So I cut the slabs around them, planted the lavenders in there, and then we've got another lavender down the end which we had previously, so I just kept that in the pot. All these plum slate chip-ins here for rain runoff, and sort of ties in around the edges, keeps a nice the purple theme with the lavender going. Really big on lavenders, keen to do as much as I can for wildlife, pollinators, bees, butterflies and everything, so lavenders are very good for that. So what else have we got? So let's go on to the pond. So the original pond had a little mini waterfall built, and it's probably only this size here. So lots of excavation here. I've got a York stone wall, which you can't really see at the minute, on this side here, which is straight drop down. My intention all along was to have an area where, if we wanted to, we can sit, dangle your feet in here, feed the fish. Got their little floating ring feeder there. The reason why I've had to move to a floating ring feeder now is I've upgraded this whole pond system is by a company called Aquascape. It's a fantastic American company. Watch loads of the videos online, all the different companies out there on YouTube for inspiration. Basically the pump housing is inside the skimmer box, so all the water, got the spillway bowl up there, the stream section which I'll show you in a minute, everything's running here, the pump's pulling it this way, and then basically under here, under a couple of filter pads, is where the pump sits. There's a basket here which collects all any floating debris that can be lifted out, so it goes through there, collects in there, which is a really neat idea. Also what this system has got is an overflow, which I trenched out, which you'll see in the later making of video. Goes under the lawn, terminates about there. You'll also see, me being a plumber, I've got a little float valve here, which is just trickling away at the moment, and I've got an autofill. So what I've got is a pipe from this newly installed whiskey barrel water butt, runs down here under the slate. There's a top up, so basically think of it like a main storage tank in your loft. I've got a float valve keeping the level, I've got an overflow so it keeps the pond at a nice even level, because you're always going to lose water in the pond system, especially this time of year with the heat. You've got natural evaporation, splashing as well. There's a few areas down by the waterfall and here, water's bouncing off the rocks and it's just going to sit there and evaporate. So yeah, I mean, I can do what I used to do, which is just top it up with rainwater manually, but I thought let's install an autofill. So Basically, got a whiskey barrel, cut the lid off, filled out so all the rainwater from this garage roof tops this up. I've got an isolation valve here, so in the winter I can turn it off, depress the valve in there, drain the water out, and then that's no chance of freezing. And in the summer really it's going to be good for godsend. I don't have to keep worrying about topping it up as long as we've got water in the barrel. That should keep happy. So yeah, we've got the Aquascape Spillway bowl here. So how this works is, the pump is below the filter mat here, and there's a great big 63mm plastic pipe. It's pumped out here. It's all trenched under these half whiskey barrels which are planted. These are hiding the electrics and the lighting system. At night I've got some lights rigged up, so these can be easily lifted if I need access, but I just thought it'd be nice to add some extra plants. Anyway, so the pipe carries on under here, where that cunningly placed plum slate block is a valve, and that isolates the spillway bowl. So I've got a pipe basically with a T-piece. One goes to the spillway, so if I want to, I can turn it off if I need to do any maintenance on that. The pipe continues under the floor here, and where that other rock is another valve, which continues all up under the floor to the Biofalls up there. This is the waterfall filtration system, which I'll show you in a minute. So yeah, lots of planting around the pond. Really important to have a good amount of plants in the pond for a few different reasons. Mostly they take all the nutrients out of the water, and it's the nutrients that cause all your algae to start growing, and your pondweed and all the horrible stuff. So the more plants you've got, they basically drink all that goodness out of the water, so the algae doesn't get a chance to grow. Also, as they establish, they become good cover for the fish. Got various reeds and a couple of marsh marigolds in here and some creeping jennies. One there. The plant in the middle was actually left over from the old pond. Fish love it, especially now we've had the sun out for a few days. It's really good shelter for them. These couple of lilies starting to come up now, which is really nice. Again, they provide good cover. So yeah, once this gets established, it's good shade, good protection from predators. Like I say, they're drinking all the nutrients out of the pond. Some plant in here, finished with some wood bark. That's the stream where it's coming in from the waterfall there, going into the pond. Over there I've got a French lavender, got some existing, I think there's some geraniums and that left over. Got one of my verbenas, I've got two verbenas, one of my favourite plants. When they get colourful, they're bright purple. Bees and butterflies absolutely love them. So I'll put up a video in a couple of months' time. Again, that was left over from the old garden. I just kept that there because it's an amazing plant. And then we've got this little bridge which I built. Really chuffed with that, never built anything like this before. So sort of built that over a couple of afternoons, early evenings after work. It's got about 4 or 5 coats of Cupinol black paint. And that's so we can get over to the seating area. I built this seating area a couple of years ago now. Some sort of cinder block holders for the timber there. We've got some seat covers in the shed we put out, so it's a nice place to go and chill with a drink. So yeah, here's the stream section again, planted. These are actually aquatic plants here because the level of the water sits under here, and the roots of these are still soaking up the nutrients. So it actually looks like they're sort of land plants, but their roots are actually perceiving where the water level is, or in an area where the land and the water sort of mixed, if you like. So that's that there. Again, got a heather there, some existing roses which I had, some grasses, another one over there. Again, aquatic weed plant there. A mixture of a few different sedums, which are going to, and some flaxes which are ground cover. These are sort of spread and grow out low and wide, sort of cover this bark up, and the sort of idea is to grow over into the stream section. There's my other verbena at the back there, again that's existing. We've got some junipers, some blue junipers. Again, these are carpet spreading plants. These are all spread out. One there with the lovely red flowering on it was originally by my old pond, and it never looked that good, so it obviously really likes being in that position. It's amazing up there. I've got another heather down there. This section here I planted about 2 weeks ago. with some wildflower seeds. And the idea is to have this as a wildflower section. I've basically turned over all the soil because they like to grow in the subsoil, not the topsoil. I learned that from my good friend Joel Ashton from his channel, Wild Your Garden. So basically I dug up all the topsoil, put it to one side, cut out all the subsoil, put the topsoil back and put the subsoil on top, and that's what they like to grow in because it's not as rich in nutrients and they don't compete in that soil with other plants. Same thing again over there, used up the slates from the old pond, the wildflower section, that was planted about, or sown should I say, about 4 weeks ago. This is going to be another area where we can have bees and butterflies. Just trying to do what I can. Over there I've got my blackthorn bushes, which will give me some sloes, make some gin hopefully. I planted them about last autumn time and they've just really started flowering now, filling out the last couple of months, so when they get established that'd be good. What else have we got? Over here is the section where my wildlife pond is. I built this about 14-15 months ago and this has really become established now. Lovely marsh marigold there, all nice and yellow. So yeah, we've got a few frogs in here. We've had another batch of tadpoles this year. We saw 3 newts in here a few weeks ago, which we didn't have last year, so that's pretty cool. You can just see some of the tadpoles down there now, scooting off. We get some dragonflies visiting it, lots of damselflies. And this area here I've just kind of let grow really. It's a good hunting ground for the frogs at night. Got some old branches and logs and that half buried in the ground, so the beetles like that. We've got some rocks there, sort of different heat and cool areas. The idea is just to let this become like a wild area really for nature. Planted some buckthorn little saplings there. Got 1, 2 there. There's another one at the end there, just by the blackberries and blueberries I've been growing the last year. And there's another one over there. And they'll be good for attracting different breeds of butterfly. Again, got that as a tip from my friend Joel Ashton from Wild Your Garden. Check that channel out. That's it really. So yeah, we've got the whiskey barrel theme there. So the idea really was to have this side quite formal. You know, we're going to be, barbecue's going to be going on in that corner there. Seat table, new table will be sitting here. You can enjoy the pond while we're eating, and then as we work around the garden it kind of gets a bit more nature friendly, if you like, a bit wilder. So once all these plants establish, it's going to be really good habitat for a lot of diverse wildlife.